Good morning. We're about 2.5K into my morning run. We are 1 week away from my official marathon training block starting. So this week is gonna consist of just a bunch of easy runs, slow pace, try and build back the mileage so that when I get to marathon prep, my legs aren't just cooked because they're not used to the stimulus. Last week I did 40 kilometers. This week the goal is probably 45 to 50. And then once marathon prep starts, I think the starting mileage is like 55 to 60, so. If you guys had watched my video where I was in Portugal, you would know that the weather was just crazy hot. One of the runs that I went on, it was 38 degrees. And so being back home and running in the morning, it's literally 11 degrees on this run. It feels like it's fall. I'm still in a t-shirt and shorts because I love it, but it's fantastic. So the run is complete. We did 7.9K at an average pace of 5:09 per kilometer. I don't know if you guys saw the little clip that I put in there of this lady running by me for about 2 seconds. That was actually my mom. I designed my route this morning so I could pass her at about the halfway point. She always runs in the mornings and she likes to do the same route over and over again, which I wouldn't recommend if you're a new runner because it can get very repetitive. The way I like to think about it, you know what, a video game, when your map is completely gray and you explore a new area and it turns green because you've seen it before, think of running like that, get out, explore some new area. It's a lot more fun and you probably won't burn out that way. One thing that I'm starting up again in the month of June is cold showers. I used to take them all the time. In January, I did an ice bath every single day for the entire month. So I'm used to the cold, but I've been slacking on them for a little bit. But especially during marathon prep, I want my recovery to be on point, and something like this is really good for your muscles, your joints, any kind of inflammation. It's also really good for your energy and mood. You get a really, really big dopamine and epinephrine boost. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. And just like that, 3 minutes in the cold shower is done. As you guys can tell, it's all in the breathing. You just gotta stay really calm, relax, and kind of just surrender to the water. You also don't need to stay in there for that long. It only takes about 2 to 3 minutes to reap the benefits. It also doesn't need to be ice cold, freezing to the point where you're shivering. Just make it cold enough to the point where it's uncomfortable. You feel like getting out, but you can stay in it for just long enough.
The next day.
1K, 2K. Okay, so I'm currently going up this really big hill in this route, and as much as I hate it, it usually takes my legs a good amount of time to get warmed up. And so something like this around the 2.5K mark really helps, where I just take it nice and slow. There's a big downhill after, and then usually I'm feeling good for the rest of the run after that. Okay, so I'm currently on the downhill. As you guys can tell, I'm probably out of breath after that. But like I was saying, when you're going up hills, just take your time, use the downhill to kind of regain your breath, and then take it from there, and you'll feel so much better. Oh, and I hit 3K, 4K, 5K. If you run a lot, you know one of the weirdest situations is running by a dog, just because you never know how it's gonna react. It could look like the sweetest little dog in the world, and then you run by it, and the dog thinks that you're coming at the owner, and it's all after you. I just had 2 little dogs try and nibble at my toes, but we were good. 6K in, and this is where my legs actually start to feel warm. That's why I love long runs. I would much rather do a long run in comparison to a short one. 7K, 8K, 9K, 10K. As I'm coming to the end of this run, I'm just thinking, I'm really, really excited for this marathon prep. It's gonna challenge myself in a way, both mentally and physically, that I never have before. It's also really good timing because right now I'm enjoying running more than I ever have. And so while I'm going to be increasing the kilometers a significant amount during my prep, I think I'm ready for it. We'll see what I'm saying by like week 8 of the prep, because let's hope I don't burn out, but I'm excited. 11K, 12. And as you can see here, we did 12K at an average pace of 5:07. There's only one thing that I want to do when I finish a run, and that's eat and get some food in me. So I'm going to show you guys what I eat for breakfast almost every single day. I've been making this meal for probably a good 5 years now, and it doesn't get old. It's eggs, turkey bacon, hash browns, and a protein shake. I'll also show you guys the other meals and food that I eat throughout the day just because I have a lot of time today to film some clips. But without further ado, let's head to the kitchen. These are the McCain hash browns that I eat almost every single day. I put these in the air fryer for 10 minutes. They get super crispy and fluffy. They're so good. I find that 3 eggs is the perfect number for me. If I go with more, I feel like I'm forcing it down. If I go with less, I feel like it's not enough. As I've said in other videos, I work at a supplement store, so usually I have a bunch of different protein powders to use. But currently I am using this BioX Power Whey Isolate in their chocolate caramel fudge, and let me tell you, it is delicious. Pepper and ketchup always goes on scrambled eggs. And if you think ketchup on eggs is disgusting, you're wrong. Look at the crisp on those bad boys. This stuff right here, Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, is another essential. I dip the hash browns in this every single day. I currently have the sweet and spicy one, which isn't as good as the original, but it's still phenomenal. I always take a paper towel and just kind of dab every slice of the turkey bacon, so there's not as much grease on it when it comes out. And there is the finished product. We have 3 eggs, 5 pieces of turkey bacon, good amount of hash browns, a protein shake, and the Sweet Baby Ray's. It's definitely a good amount of food, but I burn so many calories between running and playing volleyball that I need to eat this much just to maintain my body weight. Enough talking, I'm gonna go eat. I'll see you guys in a bit. One thing that I do almost after every run, and I'm definitely gonna have to be doing on marathon prep, is stretching. For me, I find it's my hamstrings and my hips that get really tight, so I focus most of my stretching routine on that. It really only takes 10 to 15 minutes, and if this is something that can prevent me from getting injured down the line, it's definitely worth doing. Stretching is done, and if you guys don't have a foam roller, I highly recommend you get one. And if you can, try and get one with the little spikes on it so we can get deeper into the muscle tissue. It makes such a big difference on your runs. I have a pretty busy day today. I have a couple of appointments to attend to. One is with my academic advisor where I'm trying to figure out my schedule for the upcoming school year. As I mentioned in my very first video, I did some switching between programs and schools. And so while I'm currently in psychology and neuroscience, I'm just trying to make sure I'm doing everything correctly with my transfer credits and also make sure that I'm doing everything as efficiently as possible so I don't end up in school just for the rest of my life or whatever. But after I get through those, I'm probably just gonna do some reading, listen to a couple podcasts, probably edit a little bit of this video, probably make the thumbnail as well, and then just kind of take it from there. I really didn't feel like cooking today, so I just made a toasted ham and cheese, a little bit of chips, got some peanuts, another protein shake. These fruity cereal Alani ones are delicious. And then as always, got my big jug of water there. Now, this isn't something that I traditionally have for lunch. Usually I'll do like a chicken or beef or tuna along with some rice, but I'm not super strict with what I eat. And this is what I felt like today, so this is what I'm gonna have. Just finished lunch, and every day after lunch or breakfast sometimes I will take my supplements. So here we have a fish oil, a greens powder, and a multivitamin. These are the essentials for me.
The next day.
So I just finished my last run of today's video. It was 10K at an average pace of I think 5:13 per kilometer. I'll put the details on screen right there. I didn't film any clips for you guys because I was running with one of my friends and we were just kind of chatting and catching up the entire time. I also didn't film my dinner yesterday. It was just these like oven roasted chicken wings with some roasted potatoes as well that I seasoned with like rosemary and thyme and a bunch of stuff like that. They were delicious. Marathon prep starts next week. I'm super excited. As I mentioned before, I'll have a new video up every single week documenting my progress, documenting the journey. It's going to be a long one, but like I said, I'm super excited for it. I wanted to thank each and every one of you for tuning into today's video, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.